irrelevant. Click. 10 minutes later. Hello, service desk. Holy cow, the goddamn is still down. What are you doing about this? Nothing. Excuse me, nothing? You still haven't told me which server is down or what is not actually working. You people, it's obvious the phone isn't working. I can't make calls. The server has gone down. You need to call your people and fix this. Ma'am, I can see you're calling me from your desk phone at extension. Is that correct? Yes. And this is the phone you can't make calls from, correct? Yes. Do you see why I'm having trouble understanding the problem? The server is down. I can't call. And then she gives an obviously invalid number. Man, that number is 3 digits short of a valid number. That's why the call isn't connecting. Listen, the server is slightly down. I'll have people call your people about this. Click. So, just to be clear, this woman thinks that phones aren't working. So she calls the guy on the phone to complain that phones aren't working. And when he doesn't do anything, she says, I'm going to get my guy, your guy, to address the fact that he can call each other on the phones. Our next Reddit post is from the Dark Avenger X. IT saw a ticket had come in and it was from Confused Woman. It said, "You deleted all my files. I need them to do my job." IT called Confused Woman to see what was going on because we don't delete personal files off of people's computers unless there's a good reason for it, and we have the user's permission. So while he was on the phone, he remotes into her computer and noticed everything but the recycling bin was missing on her desktop. He noticed that there were files in the recycling bin, so he opened it and all her files are there. Here are all your files. Did you move them into here? Yes, I did. I moved them in here to recycle them so they will be clean for me to work on them. Excuse me? Yes, I moved them to the recycling bin to make them new again so I could reuse the files. This is the trash bin. You would move files here to delete them off of your computer. It is not a trash can. It is a recycling bin. It says so right under the icon. So for the next hour, my buddy had to teach her how to use the recycling bin. Because, as we all know, the real way to use a recycling bin is to clean viruses off of your files so that you can recycle them and they're good as new. Our next Reddit post is from Bombadillas. First post in quite some time. I work at a local authority on the help desk. Social workers are the bane of my existence. But you learn to cope with their general incompetence. But sometimes they can still surprise you. This happened today. So we use a generic username for most of our computers so that people can log onto the machine. Then, from there, they log into Citrix to work. Everyone knows the username and password for this. It's literally written in most areas because the only thing it can access is another login page, so it isn't a security issue. Most of these accounts stay logged on at all times to save confusing the geniuses that work there. A guy rang up, said hello, and asked for the generic login details. I've changed the exact username and password in this story, but other than that, it's more or less word for word. So, what's the username? It's computer. So, is that the asset number of the PC? No, it's just the word computer. And then / my name? No, it's the word computer. COMPUTER. Computer, nothing else. And what's the password? It's password, as in the word password with a capital P, but you replace the A with a 4. So it's password 4? No, it is not. It is P4SSWORD with a capital P at the beginning. Everything else is lowercase. Okay, is computer password. What's the password? No, the username is computer. The password is password. That's everything. Just 2 words. 2 boxes, 2 words. Type, type, type. It didn't work. I typed in password, but it says it's incorrect. Spell out what you typed for me, please. Password. Very slowly and clearly, in case it was my accent or something. Like I said, capital P, number 4, lowercase s, lowercase s, lowercase w, lowercase o, lowercase r, lowercase d. Password. Type, type, type. Nope. And it says the account is locked. I used a capital P this time, definitely. Did you use a 4 instead of the A? Use 4 what? I the machine and typed it in for him. He complained that the system was needlessly complicated. As my great-grandmother would say, that fella is so dumb he couldn't find his foot if the instructions were written on the bottom of his shoe. Our next Reddit post is from Rex2. Every office has their special users. The ones who can't figure out anything technical. Everything is an emergency, and everything has to function exactly the same or they can't work. At my job, it's the HR lady. Since she's just HR, all her problems boil down to printer error, Excel, Word, reboot, and it works reviews. And since I am the system admin, they are all my responsibility. However, every issue she has, she comes back to IT, walks right by my desk, goes to the programmer, manager, network admin, and explains the issue. Every time they either tell her to go to me, even though she gets complainy, or relay the info to me to fix. A few weeks back, she put the calculations on an Excel spreadsheet. Everyone was sponge, so she's forced to ask me. Immediately, I say it's probably rounding up or down because it's only off by a penny. This doesn't suffice, so she ignores me and waits till lunches are done to return. She goes to programmer guy and, like usual, he passes it to me. I email her with a breakdown showing how it's rounding. She still wants programmer guy to look at it, so my manager responds with a message saying he will get to it when he can. Well, programmer guy is swamped. The new website launch is getting pushed out. Her Excel problem gets shelved, with her emails coming ever more frequent. My manager even resends my explanation, but she wants programmer guy to look at it. This is unacceptable. So she goes to the VP saying, "We aren't helping her." My boss sets up a meeting with the 3 of us for me to explain the issue. It was the shortest meeting ever because I start explaining it and our VP completely understands right away. The VP cuts me off, looks at HR lady and says, "You pulled me into a meeting for this garbage?" The user Gambet down in the comments offers some very unique perspective. It's a classic case of wasting dollars to save cents. Your time is X dollars an hour, her time is Y dollars an hour, the programmer's time and the VP's time, etc., etc. By the time you spend 1 minute investigating, the cents saved by fixing it to her satisfaction had already been wasted. This only got worse as more people got involved. Nice to see the VP layeth the smackdown though. Our next Reddit post is from Brinkelly Shear. Last year, Helpdesk got a call from a user complaining that the laptop we issued him wouldn't read DVDs. He was one of those, "I am a very busy and a very important man, and I don't have time to follow your troubleshooting steps over the phone. Just fix it, dang it," kinda guys. So he said he would get someone to drop off the laptop at our office and pick up a loaner. We received the laptop a couple days later. There was a note attached saying that now it wasn't even booting into Windows anymore. Sure enough, he was right. It didn't even attempt to load Windows, and instead we were greeted by the non-system disk or disk error message. It sounded and looked like the PC was trying to boot from the DVD drive instead of the hard drive. We opened the disk tray and saw the culprit. There was a DVD in there, alright, but it was placed upside down. We flipped the disc over. He was trying to watch Dumb and Dumber. In this guy's case, DVD stands for dumb. Very dumb. That was r/Tales from Tech Support, and I've received reports from some users reporting an error where they're not subscribed to my channel. Luckily, the fix to that is really simple. All you have to do is click that big red subscribe button, and that should solve all your problems. Today's video is sponsored by Mac Weldon. Welcome to r/Tales from Tech Support, where a lady causes her computer to explode. I work in law, not tech support. Despite this, since I do know how to use Google, I do tend to be the go-to person in our office when they don't want to bother the IT staff. Joy knocked on the doorframe to my office. She's an attorney, but not one I see very often. Ah, good afternoon. Do you have a moment? Not case related? No, I just have a phone problem. We don't want any ex parte communication, so she can't speak to me about cases. Sure, I have a few minutes. So, I just got this new iPhone and the selfie camera works, but I can't get the back camera to work. The clerk said you knew computer stuff. Would you take a look, please? Sure, but I think I see the problem from here. Would you take a close look at the camera there? Oh, that's just how new iPhones look. It's got a bunch of cameras on the back. I sigh. Let me see this, please. At this point, I removed the case to her phone, then removed the paper iPhone-shaped insert and put the camera back on her phone. I hand her the now encased phone and the paper insert. You won't tell anyone about this, right? You wish. Nah, he should post it on Reddit where it gets 3,000 upvotes and then gets picked up by a YouTube channel with 1.3 million subscribers. Don't worry, Joy, we'll keep your dirty little secrets. Our next Reddit post is from Mr. Computer Man. I received a ticket from a company we provide IT infrastructure and support to. The company is a marketing company with specific requirements and budgets, so there was no going away from tower PCs. One day, I received a ticket from the department manager asking me to remove the ugly boxes as they don't need them. I decided to call and explain about the boxes. I call him up on the phone. Hello, this is IT support, me speaking. Oh, good, you're calling to arrange collection. I would like the boxes collected in precisely 1 hour as we are going to a conference later. We were talking about disconnecting about 40 PCs. No, I'm not calling to schedule a meeting, but to explain that if we remove these, you won't be able to use the computers. Do you think I'm stupid? No, I'm just explaining that you won't be able to use your computer without the computer being connected to the screen. What are you talking about? I don't look under my table to use the computer. Look, you obviously don't know what you're talking about. I want to talk to someone who knows about IT. I also want your first name and surname to make a complaint. My name is blank. I'm not giving you my surname for protection, and I do know what I'm talking about. Try the actual computer. The box you're referring to, you won't be able to use the computer. Watch the space! And he slams the phone down. I close the job, documenting everything. A week's gone by, and we get an emergency call out stating that none of their computers are working. We arrive to find all the computer towers have been cut free from their cages and removed. What happened to all the towers? I told you to watch the space. I got a professional team to remove the boxes. See, it is possible. No, I don't see. Now you can't use the computers. What a lot of nonsense. Just get the internet working so that we can use the computers again. No, what happened to the computers? Are you stupid or something? There. Referring to the monitors. Okay, what happened to the boxes? They took them to the skip. Right, you're telling me that you threw away leased computers which are worth 1,300 pounds each? I want to speak to your boss now. He's in a meeting. Get out. This is very serious. Okay. The mon's boss comes out. First, you refuse to do your job, and now you pull me out of a meeting. Where are all the computers, by the way? He threw them away, and we need to get them back now as they have sensitive data on them. Where are the computers? You mean the boxes? Yes. They're heading to the garbage. We drove to the skip, but there was no record of these computers being brought in. 2 weeks later, the company suffered a data breach, which, along with the damage bill, caused the company to go into administration. Edit. It was escalated. I didn't write much about what happened because the entire situation was dealt with by my boss's boss, who wasn't providing much information. I'm told that the moron was arrested and that others were retrieved by police, but that's where my knowledge ends. So, the fact that this company has no records of the computers being brought in probably means that this moron hired someone to come in and steal the computers. He basically paid thieves to come in, the computers, and then resell them again. What?